Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Ryder, and this is your beginner's guide to Soldier 76. In this video, we're going to go over the basic abilities and playstyle of Soldier, and we're going to kind of go over some strengths and weaknesses, and kind of give you a basis on how he works, so that you can go into quick play or competitive with some sort of an idea of how he functions, so that you're not going in completely blind and trying to guess your way through. If you guys like what you see here, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and check the description down below where I have my link to my Twitch channel where I stream pretty regularly. Keep in mind, this guide is a beginner's guide. If you really want to master a hero, it's going to take practice. You're going to have to learn the niches and the nuances of every hero and know, what heroes are good for what situations yourself. I'll go over some tips and tricks and some strengths and weaknesses. At the end of the day, practice is going to be what you're going to need to really pop off with some of these heroes. Without further ado, let's jump into Soldier. So, Soldier 76 has not changed at all from Overwatch 1 to Overwatch 2. So played him in Overwatch 1, same. That being said, Soldier 76 is one of the simpler heroes to play. He's a good starter hero if you're new to the game, because his kit is not very complicated. His primary fire is his assault rifle. You got 30 rounds in the magazine, and it's literally just an assault rifle that fires off automatic fire to the enemy team. It does have a recoil, so you do have to constantly kind of, like, if you want to stay on target, you want to kind of keep moving your mouse down to keep tracking the enemy team. Like so. Notice how if I leave it alone, I continue to track upward. So you want to make sure to track that recoil and keep moving down to track the target. His secondary target is his Helix rockets. These Helix rockets do a respectable amount of damage, and it's a good way to finish off a target if they're trying to get away from you or if they're like poking at you from a distance. So if I'm doing some damage here and I just fire the rockets, I killed it before I could, but they have a 5-second cooldown, so you can fire them off pretty commonly, but if I'm over here shooting and then I just rocket, it'll finish them off. You don't have to hit a direct target, by the way. It is splash damage, so if you hit the feet below them, it'll still do damage to the target, so don't worry so much about getting like a pinpoint rocket hit. You can like shoot it into a room and hit splash damage and kill a target that way. He also has very fast movement speed by hitting the left trigger button or the left shift button, and you'll be able to sprint until you cancel it or you start firing. This is a good way to get back after, dying or something, but keep in mind that when you start to fire, you will stop and start firing, and while you're sprinting, your weapon is at your side. So any enemy that's attacking you while you're sprinting will have advantage on you, because you will have about a split second that you will have while you're readying your weapon. So, don't just sprint into the enemy team. You want to make sure that you give yourself that 1 second before you jump into it. The other ability he has is his Biotic Field. This ability is a little healing zone, as you can see here, that heals Soldier and any other ally that's caught within it for a little bit of health. It's a good way to kind of recover if you are playing defensively. You're getting attacked. Let's say you're poking against another enemy soldier and they tag you a couple of times. You drop that Biotic Field. It'll heal you back up. You can jump right back into the fight. It's very useful. It's also good if you see a teammate nearby that's taking a lot of damage or are low on health and about to get picked. You can drop that down to help them out as well. And then of course you have his ultimate, which is Tac Visor. Tactical Visor is a very strong ultimate. Basically what it does is it makes it to where he doesn't have to aim. He gets aimbot. When he pops Tac Visor, everything in the vicinity, he just has to fire in their vicinity and he hits that target. And he also auto reloads at a very fast pace. Basically, you don't have to aim when you're Tac Visor. You just aim in the direction of the enemy, and you'll just start mowing people down. Keep in mind, this does not go through shields. So if a Reinhardt shields your Tac Visor, or if Winston drops a shield, or Sigma drops a shield, or anything like that, it will kind of nullify your ultimate. You want to be smart. You don't want to just run up in front of the enemy team and Tac Visor, because they can just shield you off. You want to kind of be smart, come in from the back line, come in from the side, come in from high ground maybe, you know, locations that they're not going to see you coming from. And you want to make sure that, you know, comboing with ultimates is always a good thing to do. If you have a Sombra on your team that knows how to EMP effectively, they can EMP and drop all the barriers, allowing you to attack visor and get you know, opportunity there. Same with Zarya grab. That's another good one to combo with. Mei ult, another good one. Orisa ult. All these things that slow and keep enemies in a general centralized location and stops them from running and taking cover is always a good time to combo with your tactical visor. But the most important thing with it is not to just run up into the front line and be like, hey, here I am, the motherfuckers. Like, no, you want to be smart about this shit. You don't want to just run in there and ult. They'll just nullify it or kill you, because Soldier only has 200 health. If he's focused down, he won't survive long. Now, as far as, you know, tips and tricks with Soldier, I've already kind of covered most of them. The main thing I can tell you is strengths and weaknesses with him. Strength-wise, he is very strong against any airborne enemy. So if they're running a Pharah or an Echo, both of those heroes are very much challenged by a Soldier 76 that knows what he's doing. Soldier can just mow them down out of the sky in a matter of seconds, because he is what is called a hit scan hero. If you hear your team say we need a hit scan, Soldier 76 is one of the go-to hit scans among some of the other ones. His ability of Tac Visor can just blow them down. He's also very strong against Torbjorn, because he is one of the few heroes that can destroy Torbjorn's turret from a distance. Same goes for, like, Bastion. He's pretty strong against Bastion as well, because if Bastion goes into turret mode or anything like that, he can just mow them the fuck down. Now, as far as weaknesses to Soldier, anything with a really high damage output, like Reaper that gets up in his face, can kind of be a challenge for Soldier. Genji can kind of be a challenge for Soldier, because even though he does fire pretty quick, if Genji knows what he's doing, it's going to be hard for Soldier to track him down. And a lot of the tanks can give Soldier a hard time with their shield, because he cannot do any damage when the shield is up. If a good tank, a good Reinhardt, or a good Sigma knows what he's doing and plays that shield effectively, he's going to nullify a large portion of Soldier's damage and make it to where you're not going to be able to get a lot of value without flanking or going into the back line or anything like that. These are things you need to think about whenever you're playing Soldier. If you're noticing you're not getting a lot of value, consider swapping. This is a counterplay game. This is not a one-trick game. So if you notice that the hero you're playing isn't getting a lot of value, or it isn't popping off like it should, consider swapping to something else that might be more effective. But if they're running an enemy Blight unit, Pharah, Echo, anything like that, definitely Soldier is an A-list pick against them almost every time. But there is your guide to Soldier. If you guys like what you saw here, please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know below if you have any further questions. And hopefully I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.